today's program, we will visit the Asian Championships for Kazakh wrestling. We will talk to Maksut Zhumayev, the conqueror of all 8,000-meter peaks of the planet, and we'll find out how curling is developing in Kazakhstan. Welcome to the Asian Championships for Kazakh wrestling. Here in one of the sports complexes of Astana, athletes from 11 countries compete for medals. People train in Kazakh wrestling even in Japan. The prize fund of the tournament is 10 million tenge. The winner in the heaviest weight will receive not only the title of the best in Asia, but also a cash prize of $3,000 US. The World Championships and even Europe Championships on Kazakh wrestling have already been held, but there has never been the Asian Championship. Organizers decided to introduce several new rules. Athletes will now fight barefoot and receive warnings for the passive conduct of the fight. Gradually, Kazakh wrestling is changing for the better. For the first time, wrestlers are barefoot. Historically, everything comes back, but in the modern way. The rules are getting better. I think everyone likes it. The tournament brought together well-known athletes. For example, wrestler from Mongolia, Gantov Shinjargal, the champion of his country in judo and silver medalist of Eurasia Boris. Also, Erkin Danyarov, the world champion, two-time champion of Uzbekistan. Our wrestlers had to work hard to enter the top 3 winners. The tournament is held at a high level. Athletes are very strong. I can say that wrestlers from Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Mongolia, and of course Kazakhstan stand out the most. The hosts of the tournament were the most successful. 5 gold, 2 silver, and 2 bronze medals are under Kazakhstan's wrestlers' belt. However, looking at the pedestal, we can conclude the competition from foreign athletes is growing every year. Now the International Federation of the Kazakh Wrestling includes 35 countries. Our goal is the Olympic Games in 2028. We want Kazakh wrestling to be represented as a full-fledged kind of martial art in all weight categories. Because our wrestling is spectacular and deserves to be popular among other millions of people outside our country. The first task before the federation is to develop a strategy for the development of Kazakh wrestling. Despite the great history of the sport, in recent years its development became more thorough. Next, climber Maksut Zhumayev will talk about his life in the mountains, his military service, and his famous ancestor. At 36, Maksut Zhumayev became the 12th climber in the world who managed to climb all 14 8,000-meter peaks of the world without additional oxygen. He launched several projects, among them a public association of people interested in active recreation and mountains. Maksut, hello. How are you doing? Good afternoon. Thank you. All is well. Many people know you as the conqueror of all 8,000-meter peaks of the planet. In your free time, when you're not in the mountains, what do you do? I try to devote all my free time to my family, my children who go to different sports clubs, my home where there's always something to do. As far as I know, you have devoted your life to military service, and now you're training special mountain forces.
Это секретная информация. На самом деле горного спецназа у нас нет. У нас есть подразделение специального назначения.
This is classified information. In fact, we don't have a special mountain forces. We have a special purpose unit. Within their preparation program, they should know mountains. I apply my professional skills in the right direction. Most of our border, especially in the southern part, goes along mountain ranges. Therefore, it is necessary to perform certain tasks of divisions in the right way. In the mountains, the weather can change in 5 minutes. The mountains have their own specifics depending on the location. We have more than 20 years of experience in mountaineering, and we pass on our knowledge with pleasure.
И вот сейчас нам очень приятно и очень почетно передавать свои знания.
What is your current rank? Captain. How do you feel yourself in military service?
Уже с 98 года.
Since 1998, I'm close to the army. For me, it's life, it's my family.
Это вот такой определенный образ жизни.
You have conquered 14 8,000-meter peaks, and you do not stop. From where do you get this motivation?
Ну, знаете, это то, что я хорошо умею делать. Поэтому, знаете...
You know, this is something that I'm good at. Being here, you always dream of getting into the mountains. At the moment, it does not happen so often, but every time it does, I feel a great pleasure. For me, mountains are a way of life. Either for work, or with my family, or with my friends, I like to go up to the mountains.
Посещение гор, там, выполнение определенных там учебных занятий или еще что-нибудь. Либо это просто с семьей поехать в горы отдохнуть, либо с друзьями совершить восхождение.
There's always a risk. Is there a difference for you to go up to the mountains when you were single and then after you had children?
Как бы жизнь ни складывалась, какие бы люди меня не окружали, все равно, так или иначе, я сам выбираю свое окружение и свой мир.
Yes, no matter what happens in life, I create my own destiny. Any other sport is not as dangerous as climbing. Out of 50 members of the Kazakhstan national team for mountaineering, 10 are no longer with us. By and large, mountaineering is like a symbol. It's a way of life, special type of people, courage, and it can motivate you.
Да, это образ жизни, но это каста, это подвиг, и он может мотивировать.
Do you remember your first serious hike?
Ну, наверное, можно отметить самое первое восхождение. Тогда нашим инструктором был вот присяжный, один из таких.
I can remember my very first ascent. At the time, our instructor was Prisazhny, a well-known Kazakhstan climber. For some reason, I went with him. He took me along like a brother. Come take a hike with us.
Не знаю, как младшего братишку. Ну, давай, там, прогуляйся с нами. И вот я под маршрут там рубился, там, знаете, как Чапаев на белом коне впереди своей дивизии. То есть топтал снег, показал, что такое рвение, да, к восхождению, но тогда я не...
I was like Chapayev on a white horse. There was not even a thought to go to the top. It was the peak of Antikainen, an inconspicuous small peak with a small rock root. I still cannot forget about it. For me, it was like a sign of fate.
Маршрутом, ну, я не могу до сих пор даже как бы забыть. Во-первых, это было, знаете, как знак судьбы.
Could you tell us the rules of life of a real climber?
Первое, это, конечно, безусловно, быть в согласии с самим собой. То есть делать то, что тебе нравится. Делать то, к чему ты стремишься, то, что доставляет тебе
The first is to be in harmony with yourself. To do what you love. Be true to yourself and your friends. Never betray anyone. In the mountains, this applies not only to people, but also to peaks. You must always climb with a pure soul and heart.
А в горах это касается не только людей, но и гор. То есть надо быть всегда чистым душой и сердцем, когда ты идешь в горах. Там не алчить горами.
You go not to conquer it, but to make an ascent. Therefore, climbers avoid the word conquered. You can only ascend to the top, but not conquer it.
Поэтому альпинисты избегают этого такого слова, именно покорения. Ну, нельзя покорить вершины, а можно там совершить восхождение.
And which of the ascents was the most dangerous in your life? The moment when you thought that you can stay here forever.
Если брать наше заключительное восхождение, в рамках вот моей программы было 14 восьмитысячников, да, это было на К2.
If we take our final climb within my program of 14 8,000 peaks, it was on K2, 11 years ago. We climbed with a limited group of 6 people. Eventually, only 4 people were left. Only 3 worked on the route. The 4th was the cameraman. There was very little free time, and we understood that we had to go down. Vasily Pevtsov, my friend, a mountaineer from Austria, and I, for the 3 of us, it was the final climb. 14th peak for all of us.
Австрии и я, вот для нас троих это было заключительное восхождение. То есть вот как бы вершина это была 14-я для меня, для Василия, для Герлинды.
That is one last step to go down in history.
Такой очень серьезный шаг, и для нас это было как лебединая песня. И вот тогда был момент, что как бы гора, вот она...
Yes, a very serious step. There was a time when there was bad weather, avalanches descended. Stormy day, only 600 meters to the top, of which 300 meters we overcame in 12 hours.
Мы шли 12 часов. 12 часов. Каждый шаг был как вот на молитве. То есть каждый шаг у нас был... То То есть вот лавина сойдет или не сойдет. То есть это вот именно...
Every step we prayed. We waited if an avalanche would come down or not. It was very scary. Everything was on the verge. It was enough for the mountain to get sour. It could have swept us away. What made us to go forward is unclear.
То есть она бы смела нас в пропасть. И вот что нами двигало, то есть вообще, то есть непонятно.
Does it help you in everyday situations when there is a difficulty and you remember that you are the conqueror of the peaks?
Жизненная ситуация, бытовая ситуация, она, мне кажется, неразрешимой. Очень сложной.
Any household situation seems to be insoluble. It's easier for me to go up to Everest than to do business, plan anything, balance debit with credit. Family life is an ascent to the summit, which is much more important than the summit of Everest. Mountain requires your physical abilities. It makes you suffer physically, and life is multifaceted.
Эверест что? Это физические сложности, это страдания, да? А жизнь, она многогранна.
And if suddenly your son comes up to you and says, "Dad, I want to conquer the 8,000 peak," what will be your reaction? I probably will use all my eloquence to discourage him. Mountaineering is a good way to cultivate a strong personality. But at the moment when I came to mountain climbing, for me it was a chance to become someone, to achieve something big, prove myself and my parents that I worth something.
Доказать себе, не знаю, там, родителям, если так можно выражаться, что ты чего-то стоишь в этой жизни, да?
And could you describe these feelings when you go up and stand at the peak?
С точки зрения профессионального спортсмена скажу так, что вершина — это всего лишь полпути.
From the perspective of a professional athlete, I'll say this: the top is only halfway. The same road you need to take to come back alive and healthy to the camp. At the top, we do not experience any emotions. On the opposite, we feel a maximum of concentration. After all, you spent most of your energy to climb. Climbing up is still difficult. Descent not so difficult, but it requires more responsibility. More likely you will make a mistake on your way back. If you take the statistics, 2 of the 3 tragedies in the mountains occur on the descent.
Погибшие в горах — это именно трагедия, они происходят именно на спуске.
You have sponsors, and with their help, you can go out and conquer the peaks.
Как правило, всегда это была спонсорская.
As a rule, there has always been sponsorship, because mountain climbing is not an Olympic sport. We're not members of the Olympic Committee. We have a military-applied sport. Throughout the world, mountain climbing is a lifestyle, a hobby. On the territory of the CIS, it's a sport.
А у нас на территории Советского Союза это вид спорта.
So in other words, you can make money with it. You can, but I don't think it's possible to support the whole family. But you can compensate your own trips.
Тут все зависит от факторов разных. По большому счету, раньше, там, 30 лет тому назад, я наоборот...
Everything depends on different factors. By and large, 30 years ago, on the contrary, I earned money by washing windows, cleaning roofs, so that I could go to the mountains. That's how it was for me back then. Now I can call myself a happy person. I go to the mountains and earn money. But I'm talking about my work as an instructor in the armed forces. We have our own small family business, a rope park, where my wife works. It helps our family to stay afloat.
Там супруга работает, но ради того, чтобы там штаны не упали, да.
Is your wife also a mountain climber? Yes, it's a good on one side, because she understands me, but it is difficult on the other, because she understands how dangerous this is. Is it true that you are a descendant of the famous Kazakh batter Serim Datov? Yes. Could you clarify who this is for our young viewers?
Безусловно, один из лидеров там, народных восстаний.
This is certainly one of the leaders of famous uprisings. At one time, he fought against rich people. He always stood up for the truth. He was against the troops of the Russian Tsar.
Воевал, восстания были против царских войск. Что такое батыр?
Who is Batyr? A person who took the responsibility to defend the interests of ordinary people. He was respected for his actions.
Человек, который был самозабвенно, его таких людей уважали за поступки.
You're writing a book. What will it be about? And can you give us a little preview?
Ну да, безусловно, наверное, наступил тот момент, переломный момент, когда меня все-таки достали все мои друзья, товарищи.
Yes, certainly. The moment came when all my friends encouraged me to write a book.
случиться. То есть, потому что написать книгу об истории...
It's going to be a large book. First of all, it's going to be a book about life, a book that will motivate people.
Большая книга, в первую очередь, безусловно, это книга жизни. То есть это книга, которая будет мотивировать людей.
The last question. You can give us a short answer. What did the mountains give you? Feeling of life. Thank you so much. Good luck to you. You too. Coming up next, Coach Victor Kim will talk about the peculiarities of curling in Kazakhstan. Curling rules. A court, 2 sides, almost 50 meters. It takes 8 stones from here and 8 from there to hit the target. There are 20 countries in the world elite, among them all Scandinavian countries, the entire Europe, USA, Canada, China, South Korea, Japan, and Kazakhstan. We are the 4th in Asia. In curling, it is very difficult to single out the best, although Canada comes first. It is difficult to call curling popular in Kazakhstan, and many people think that this is some kind of frivolous and strange occupation. Experts call it an ice billiard. The main thing is to catch and understand the meaning of the game, and then it will be perceived quite differently.
Это целая философия. Это для ума.
This is a whole philosophy, a game for the mind, non-contact sport. Nobody beats anyone, does not try to drop or hit. The rock rolls for 21-22 seconds. The captain gives up to 200 commands during this time. There can be about 700 hits. You need to know and understand all this.
А технических ударов до 700 типов ударов. Это все нужно знать и понимать.
This sport was born in 1511. This date was indicated on a shell for a game found in Scotland at the bottom of a dried-up lake. In the 16th and 17th centuries, curling was played using the stones that fell from the mountains, selecting approximately the same specimens.
Камень весит 19 килограммов 961 грамм.
The stone weighs 19 kilograms and 961 grams. This stick is called brush. If you scrape, then the stone moves faster on the court. This is called sweeping. The player can move the stone further.
Свипингом игрок может дать движение камню дальше.
At the last World Cup among mixed pairs, the Kazakhstan team broke into the elite of world curling. They got in the top of 16 out of 64 teams. Now the national team needs to be selected to Winter Olympics. The very fact to get there will already be a great success.
Очень сложно пробиться на Олимпийские игры, если в горных лыжах.
It is very difficult to break into the Olympic Games. If there are 520 participants in mountain skiing, then only 10 countries participate in curling. In the regions, curling began to develop over the past 2-3 years. Today we have 11 regional federations. There were associations of curling, outdoor curling of Kazakhstan. Today there are 1,500 registered players. There are more of them in fact. Actually, about 300-400 people are playing around the country.
Больше. Но играет реально играет. Порядка 300-400 человек по республике.
Those who wish to try their hand at curling need to remember that the temperature of the ice cover is -5 degrees. You need to dress accordingly in warm clothes. There is football and there is futsal, so we have curling and outdoor curling. It is played by people of different ages from 2.5 years old to 100 years old. At the moment, the Guinness Book of Records includes people who are older than 100 years old. There are whole teams, curling for everyone and for life. The video of the week concludes our program. The World Futsal Championship among students was completed in Almaty. The national team of Kazakhstan reached the finals for the first time, where it lost to the Russian team. We offer you a selection of the best moments from this match.